Good morning. Restoring my memory and progressing. This is self-healing, also history. Um, Figuring out now why I think my family tried to beat me brain dead. My mom, I'm trying to remember, because I don't know, my aunt used to always tell me I was never going to be nobody, I was never going to be nothing, and she was the only person I was ever going to have, and the reason why she was isolating me from everyone was because she loved me while I was really her sex slave. My mom used to tell me I was the family slave, and she used to destroy my relationship with my sister, and she used to claim that my sister is the reason that she hates me. She always says that ever since she was pregnant with my sister, it just made her hate me, which my sister brought up, and that just was like, I hated you from the womb, which is not true. Everybody just destroyed our relationship and always told her, pitted us against each other, that, oh, you're better, and just completely sabotaged our relationship. So, and then from my ex-mother-in-law's point, she was real secret with it, but she used to always cuss me out, talking about I was never supposed to marry her son, and I got pregnant as a teenager, which I didn't. I got married at 19. I published a book at 20, had a 5-bedroom house at 21, and while I had this 5-bedroom house and she was a guest in my home, she was cussing me out, talking about I'm a teenager that she was spewing everything she thought about herself onto me, and had this secret animosity, which really wasn't that secret. I just didn't catch on because of all the other abuse in my life. But the way that I was treated by everyone, made me let them go and go start my own family. I always intended that when I grew up, I was going to run away, even though they tried to cripple me so that I would only be able to survive with them. I always intended on running away as soon as I turned 18, and I did. I was basically sent to the army because by a judge who was intentionally covering the sexual abuse I was reporting, because they already knew about it. We were being sex trafficked. But going to the army was still a part of my plan. I was in JROTC from high school. My granddad was a World War II vet, and I was basically groomed to be a soldier since I was 2 years old. So catching up to speed, finding out in 2023 by confession of my sister out of her mouth that my husband's mom, my ex-husband's mom, and grandma wanted my mom and her to sign paperwork saying that I was crazy to put me in a mental ward. Now, this was after they had already jumped me so many times, right? And so I'm piecing everything together. So while I was in the military, a young soldier, after being married, being a specialist, I believe I was making a little under $4,000 a month. And everybody in the family, calling me monthly to borrow money. My 2 cousins, I did help them out when I could, but as soon as I wasn't able to, one time they started talking about me and just cut me off. My cousin asked me for $50 one time. I had the $50, got home, found the light bill on the side of the bed, was like, oh fuck. Wasn't able to give her the $50. She ain't talked to me until I got out of the military, had an attitude like I did something wrong. My other cousin, the one that's missing, who I had to stop because I seen it was a cycle of every month she was borrowing money from me. But She wanted me to get her kids because CPS had took them, which I was trying to do, but the judge did not let me. Instead, they adopted out her children. And then everything that was going on with her, to the point where they medically kidnapped her, which she was being, her mom was born on the land. Her mom was not born in a hospital. So there's no records for her mom's birth. My mom's youngest sister. Her mom contracted a disease at a young age, I believe by U.S. government involvement. And so that caused her to become depressed, and she just stopped caring about completely her child. And so from 3 years old, my cousin from 3 years old was back and forth between my mom, my aunt, and the system. And my aunt used to call her Little Devil, solely for the purpose that she was mixed with Mexican. And my aunt was very, very wrong, clearly. And so she used to just get beat just because of her nationality, and called a devil because of her nationality and because they were sexually abusing her. And she was beautiful, and they was jealous of this little child. And so every time when she got big enough and she would report the abuse, they'd beat the fuck out of her. She'd get sent to the hospital, and then she'd get sent to a mental ward. And she was being brutally abused her entire life, to the point where they took her kids and kidnapped her. And all she was doing, despite all of the abuse and stuff that she went through, the satanic ritual abuse, she still had a good heart. And she was trying to find her way out, but she didn't have nobody on her side that was able to help her. I cared, but because she was Hispanic, everybody tried to pit us against each other. I did not go for that, but then it started to build her up in her head that, oh, she's better than me, and the way she started to act towards me. But ultimately they kidnapped my cousin, who was set up. CPS had put her in a group home. She met this boy in the group home named Curtis, who they sent off to the Marines. They got married. It's right after he got sent to the Marines. He used to dog my cousin out. My cousin would be at home. He would buy food for his female best friend and leave and go, don't get my cousin nothing. When me and my sisters is there, my cousin's in the room crying. I'm in the living room because I don't know how to act around people crying. I do not know how to act around people crying. Like, what do I do? Like, so I'm in the living room. I'm seeing, like, that's hella fucked up. He do that almost every time we there. Buy food, start an argument. You know, she's excited, like, oh, babe, you got us food? Nah, bitch, this for my friend. Female best friend. Goes with his female best friend. He's, like, everybody was just horrible to her. She finally thought she had love after a lifetime of abuse, and no, this wasn't what it was. So then my aunt reaching out to me, trying to get me to pay for birthday parties of her grandchildren, which I never did. Everybody just reaching out to me every month for money because I was a soldier. Everybody that told me I was never gonna be shit, I was gonna be the family slave, right? And so my mom, I don't remember if I gave my mom, I always give my mom money because my mom always gave me money, but I didn't want to have nothing to do with my mom because of the way that she treated me. My mom could always get money if she asked for money. I would give her, $20 to $200 here and there. But I did not build a relationship with my mom because of the way that she was towards me. And then me not even knowing, my mom went and made up a whole story about me to her boyfriend, which was complete lie. She was mad because when I had my daughter, she came for my daughter's birth and she was sick, but she didn't tell me that she was sick. So I was upset when I found out that she was sick, so I didn't let her hold my daughter, clearly because she's a newborn. And like, you're so selfish as fuck. And she do that all the time. Before I had my children and I went to go visit my sisters, while I was in the military, we were staying at a hotel. My aunt had let me get them. My mom came, she was sick, she didn't tell nobody. I got so sick I almost died. Had to cancel all the plans. I was just in bed for like 2 weeks. She always do this. So selfish. So she got mad that I didn't let her hold my child and said that I stole that from her, which she uses for stealing my children. She's nothing to me. I mean, that's hard to say that. I always loved my mom, was always very respectful. I can't. So then my mother-in-law and their family were always pitting me and my husband against each other. Oh, she make more money than you. How you gonna let her make more money than you? And just always doing stuff to pit us against each other. And so he admitted that he used to beat me because he said he felt like he wasn't a man because I made more money than him, which is stupid, which is the reason why I got to a point was like, no, you keep blaming me for this. You're not going to keep beating me. We're going to separate for a year. You're going to work on you and do all the things you said I prevented you from doing, and I'm going to work on me. I'm not going to, and after that year, I'm not going to be with nobody. I'm just going to seek the Most High. After that year, we'll get back together. We never ended up getting back together. They ended up trying to beat me brain dead and all of this other stuff. Because what he wasn't about to do was keep beating the fuck out of me because he felt like he wasn't a man because I made more money than him. That's retarded. So there was that going on. And his family was very, very verbally abusive and degrading towards me. And then they're calling every month asking for money. So no, make your own money. This is my husband, my family. We will provide for our family. And so I had a childhood best friend that I met when I was 4 years old. When I was 4 years old, turning 5, and we were separated when I was kidnapped in 2004. They ended up being kidnapped by CPS in 2005. I didn't find her until 2011 when I was a junior on Facebook, but we didn't actually see each other in person until I was 23 when I was pregnant with my daughter, which is my second child. I had my son first. And when my mother-in-law came, because I was replacing her with my mom, but I did not know that she hated me. I did not know that she was raping her son. So I had her come, and that was a complete disaster. She completely tore my family apart. My sister and her boyfriend was there. Her, my husband, and my sister would go in her room and have these secret family meetings without me. And she just treated me like this child and was so disrespectful and degrading and caused me to go deep into postpartum depression. So it came to the point where I had to tell her to get out my house. She dug her nails into my skin. Like, she was just horrible, disaster, which is why my mom ended up having to come when I had my daughter. And yeah, so then they was asking for money every month, which was putting a burden on my husband, who was only making less than $900 a month. I was telling him not to do it. Right? Because scripture says a man is to leave his mother and his father and cleave to his wife. And not only that, they were being so disrespectful. So degrading, always trying to tear our relationship apart. My husband tried to tell them, this is my wife, respect me. And they was like, I ain't gonna respect her, cussing him out and trying to just telling him to leave me. So no, I'm not going to send you money. Why am I going to send you money? So this is why I think that they tried to jump me and break me dead, brain dead. Because of the way they would keep doing me, and because I did love them, I was just trying to teach them a lesson for that they could apologize, and then I could give them money. But I'm not going to submit to them disrespecting me. So my best friend, who I had not seen, since I was a child, she ended up being a stripper, right? I had never went to a strip club, completely not my lifestyle at all. But because I had not seen her since I was a child, I ended up going. I was sad. I used to look at the floor. I didn't even used to look up. I'd be crying, right? Because I was a minister. I was a minister. I'm very big on the Most High. Still very big in the Most High. I solely live for the Most High. But so here I was at the strip club, right? Just because that's where my friend worked at. And so sometimes I'll be talking to the women that work there, and they never wanted to be there, right? Some of them had kids. They wanted to go home with their kids. So I'm making a little under $4,000 a month. Everything in my house is taken care of. My son, at a couple months old, had over 40 pairs of pants, right? Like, they had everything they needed. There was no lack in my house, right? My husband tried to make it like, he kept beating me, and he was the one telling me, like, you're too stressed. I'm sorry for beating you, this and that. He was cheating. You should go, get some space. But little did I know, he was trying to get me out the house because he was trying to cheat in with my sister. But then he's playing it back to the family and everybody else, like, oh, Tavia's leaving the family to go do this and that. But really, he's beating the fuck out of me, and I'm so stressed. And he's telling me to go because he wants to cheat. So I go, and my sister and everybody calling me because I left, and he's talking about he's at work and there's no more Similac for my daughter, right? So I transferred money from my bank account to my battle buddy Pember and had him go take it to to my house. And then here my husband is calling me, cussing me out because he's trying to set me up to make me. Don't try to set me up to because you're the dumbass. I had everything set in place. How is there none unless you threw it in the trash? Because it was there. You're trying to set me up to look bad after you're beating the fuck out of me, to look bad in front of all these people. So bet, call my best friend, wire my best friend money, bam, problem solved. And so they're mad because I would be having conversations with some of these women, and I would pay them to go home for the night with their children because I did not want them at the strip club. I'm dedicating everything I do to the Most High. It's my money. Y'all told me I was never going to be shit. Y'all told me I was the family slave. I bet. Don't try to control what I do with my money. So they're upset that I'm giving money to strippers and not to them. But y'all don't like me, remember? I'm never going to be shit. I'm going to be the family slave, remember? Don't get pissed off what I do with my money. And then I try to put my foot down and not give in to y'all so y'all can apologize for how y'all treat me. And then instead, y'all just going to try to beat me brain dead? How is that working? How is that working for y'all?